in this world, which is Arabic coffee, comes from Mount Elgon.
Honorable
And
Nathan.
it is the one which is used
Honorable Nathan. Honorable Nathan. Blending the Bugisu coffee by Zombo coffee. That would mean we are doing adulteration. Can you withdraw your statement?
So, Madam Speaker, it is him to withdraw.
Him, I'm saying.
And I want to state here.
You sit, you first sit. Withdraw. We don't adulterate our coffee in Bugisu.
Madam Chair.
You know, the competitors may understand that we adulterate coffee.
No, blending is not adulteration.
It's basically on that.
That English, I understand it very well. Blending is not adulteration. And we are all growing Arabica. We are apparently at the same altitude with Elgon, though they are slightly higher. But the coffee we are growing, Arabica coffee, is the same. It's not about adulteration. I really want to pray that
we are saying blending it.
Madam Speaker, I want him to withdraw it. The reason I want, one, Bugisu Arabic coffee, if you mix it with Zombo, it ceases to be Elgon Pride. And this is you, if you are the one taking our coffee to brand it and make it Zombo coffee, you are we want to clearly state, our coffee can never, if there are businessmen who are branding it, that's businessmen. But there will be no way Bugisu coffee can be branded with Zombo.
I want to say this. Right now, we have so many business people from the Elgon in Paida town. Should we order them to leave buying coffee? But because he doesn't want to accept, I withdraw.
Honorable members, I put a question that Clause 37 be amended as proposed. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 37 as amended.
I put a question that Clause 37 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 38.
I put a question that Clause 38 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 39.
I put a question that Clause 39 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 40.
I put a question that Clause 40 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 41.
Chair.
Chair, Clause 41 is amended by C, substituting the head note for the following: repeal of Section 42 of the Principal Act. D, substituting the clause for the following: Section 42 of the Principal Act is repealed. Justification A, there is no need for the ministry to be mandated to promote consumption of coffee by law. Promotion of coffee for domestic consumption is just an administrative measure and not a matter of law. B, rationalization is intended to do away with wasteful expenditure, hence rendering the provision unnecessary.
Right Honorable Chair, the committee proposes to repeal the whole of Section 42, but I think the committee intended to only repeal Section 42 2A. Section 42 provides for the authority shall promote and support domestic coffee consumption. That is one. For purposes of this section, the authority shall conduct awareness on coffee consumption, conduct behavioral change communication among the public to encourage the drinking of coffee, and 3, build the capacity of local roasters, coffee baristas, coffee brewers, and any other stakeholders. While I agree that it may not be the duty of the ministry to go around promoting the consumption of coffee, I do not think it is harmful because we have the people who are in that value chain, and they are part of the value addition of the value chain of coffee. So there is coffee which is exported and then coffee which is consumed locally. So to remove it may not be in the best interest of completing the entire value chain. I'll propose, honorable members and colleagues, that we leave section 42 within the Act, and the ministry will then use its policy directives to manage this value chain. I don't think it is harmful. I beg to submit.
Madam Chair, I want to state that we produce Ergon Pride and it should be consumed. The committee is, what I brought up this is that now we want the ministry to be the advertising agent for people who are producing coffee locally. So I want to agree with the Attorney General that section 42, we only amend the word authority. The rest should remain.
Thank you.
Right Honorable Chair, I concede.
So for the record,
Move amendment.
we are proposing that the clause 42 should now be amended in clause 42(1) to replace the word authority with the ministry, and in 42(2) to amend to replace the word authority with ministry. I beg to submit.
I put a question that clause 42 be amended as proposed by that clause 41 be amended as proposed by the Attorney General, and 41. It is clause 42 of the apparent act, but clause 41 of the bill. I put a question that clause 42 be amended as proposed by the 41 be amended as proposed by the by Attorney General. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 41 as amended.
I put a question that clause 41 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say aye, to the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 42.
Clause 42. I question that clause 40 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 43.
I put a question that clause 43 stands part of the bill.
Clause 43 is talking about amending section 44. Levy on coffee export. Madam Chair, there's no way a minister can levy. You understand? Yeah, because here you see there are some way you are substituting that they are fitting in. But here you cannot say the minister shall levy a charge. No. I think here they could, to be safe, the ministry shall levy a charge, not the minister.
Minister.
You see, because the ministry has a PS.
Minister.
Right, Honorable Chair and Honorable colleagues. Many of these levies and things that have the ability to create a tax are normally signed off by the minister because it's an executive function.
Yes.
So if you say the ministry, then that means anyone in the ministry could do that. Secondly, it is normally done by statutory instrument, and you'll find a great difficulty having a PS or a commissioner signing a statutory instrument. I beg to propose, honorable colleagues, that we do leave it with the minister to propose and handle that. Thank you.
Thank you. I put a question that clause 44 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say aye to the contrary. The ayes have it. I put a question that clause 43 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 44. Clause 45.
I put a question that clause 45 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 46.
I put a question that clause 46 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 47.
I put a question that clause 47 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say aye, and to the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 48.
I put a question that clause 48 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 49.
I put a question that clause 49 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 50.
I put a question that clause 50 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 51.
I put a question that clause 51 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 52.
I put a question that clause 52 stands part of the bill.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I am on 52. We're trying to amend. No, we're talking of section 53 of the law. Madam Chair, I wanted to bring the notice to my colleague from Zombo that under section 53(2)H, it says adulterated coffee, that one. Or is in possession of adulterated coffee, that one. Including mixing coffee of different types, or mixing coffee with non-coffee materials, or whatever types. So, Madam Chair, I wanted to put an also correct that if there are people in Zombo who are mixing coffee from other areas, they are committing a crime. You better report them immediately to police.
Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Honorable members, I put a question that stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 53.
I put a question that clause 53 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say on the contrary, nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 54.
I put a question that clause 54 stands part of the bill. Buvuma.
54 is talking about regulations.
Sir. Right Honorable Chair, clause 54, I propose to amend section 56 of the Principal Act, subsection 1, by inserting the following. After the word minister, the following. The minister shall, with approval of Parliament, make resolutions, blah, blah, justifications to ensure okay, right Honorable Chair, after the word minister, shall with approval of Parliament make regulations, justification to ensure that Parliament examines and approves any regulations made under this Act.
Madam Speaker, Parliament makes laws, and you task the executive to implement them and report to Parliament on the implementation progress. Requiring the regulations, I can be required to lay them on table. That's in order, and that practice is well known. So I do not support the amendment, Madam Chair and colleagues.
Honorable Minister, the member is saying the minister lays regulations to Parliament. You see, when you lay on to Parliament, we will send to a committee. The committee will bring it to Parliament, and it is the same thing. It doesn't differ much.
Chair, I am not disagreeing with your guidance, but the framing of the section,
Laying on table.
Laying on table is okay, but with approval,
And
it's a conditional precedent.
It is laying on table.
No, no. Madam Chair, regulations is a law. Please, Honorable Minister Frank, my former student. Madam Chair, the minister will make regulations to regulate the sector. But these regulations need, listen to me, we have made so many laws whereby there are those which can be just laid, there are those which should be approved. And I want to state that having given the minister all the powers from the beginning up to the end, you make a mistake to allow him make regulations and he implements, you are in danger. This is a very leading sector. It is a coffee sector. It has a lot of revenues. He can even change many things. So, Madam Chair, I want to agree with my colleague from Uvuvuma that the minister may, with approval, I'm saying may, with approval of Parliament,
Honorable Nandala, the minister shall lay regulations before Parliament for better carrying into effect the provisions of this act.
we can improve. The reason why I'm saying the minister may, it is right.
Shall.
Give me your ears for 1 minute. He may decide not to make the what? The regulation.
Why? We are saying he must.
So you're saying he must?
Yes.
So you're saying the minister shall make regulations with approval of Parliament.
Honorable Nathan, Honorable Katundu, yes?
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson. Ordinarily, we make the Principal Act, and under that act, the minister is given powers to make regulations or rules for purposes of implementing the act. The reason why we require sometimes to have those rules or regulations laid on table is for us to be certain that he has not exceeded his powers. However, if you say approval, then we go back into the process as Parliament into looking into those regulations. Actually, it's like we are now enacting another law. In any case, once you say approval, it means the House sends them to the committee, then they are brought back, and then we debate them all over again, like we are debating an act of Parliament. I would suggest, and really, because this is a honest debate between the Honorable Nandala Mafabi and us, very, very honest, and I appreciate my colleague's contribution. And the reasons are not very difficult to find. Honorable Nandala Mafabi is a coffee guru, if I may call him so. So, let the minister make the regulations, lay them on table, and once he lays them on the table, then we have an opportunity to look into them. If we think he has exceeded his powers, then we will take him at that point. Otherwise, we can't provide everything to be debated as if we are going to go through another process of enacting a substantive law. Madam Chairperson, I'd like to caution the minister, and indeed the entire cabinet. If you have been given powers to make rules, don't go beyond the powers you have been given. Make sure you only enact rules to implement, for purposes of implementing the Parent Act. We have not given you powers to legislate substantively.
So can we have the amendment?
Having listened to the debate, Right Honourable Chair, I propose that the proposal by the Honourable Member from Buvuma be amended to read that the Minister shall make regulations and lay the same before Parliament. Beg to submit.
The Minister shall make regulations and lay before Parliament.
I concede, Madam Speaker. Madam
To who?
We are the same.
Shall.
The
Shall.
minister shall make regulations and lay the same before Parliament.
Minister,
I concede to this amendment.
thank you. On the same?
Yeah, Madam Chair, in most cases, regulations are good for implementation. But experience has shown that some ministers, when we tell them to make regulations and lay them on table, they sleep completely. Can we tag a period, within which period? Because this is a very important sector. Can we say within 6 months? Yes. Information. And I propose that within 6 months, they read the regulations.
Yes, Right Honorable Chair. Actually, the member has an interesting proposal, but I just wanted to correct something that, just for information, honorable ministers hardly sleep. So they never sleep on the job, because we even find it difficult sleeping at home. But I agree, right honorable members, while we are doing this, we just need to be mindful of one thing. Regulations are always evolving. So please, let us not take it to mean that after we have presented regulations in 6 months, there can never be any other regulations that come. So regulations, so you are saying the first set of regulations. I have no objection to that, Right Honorable Speaker.
Madam Chair,
Honorable members, our issue on,
yes, Madam Chair, first of all, I agree, the regulation can be made anytime. I think what my brother Bakabulinde, that one, what he was raising is we need to differentiate the two cases. When he has made the regulation, before implementation, it should be laid in the what? In the House. There are two things. Before implementation, it should be laid in what? In the House. It is up to him. If he has made the regulation and decides to sit on it, he cannot implement it until he has laid it in the what? In the House. So the regulation becomes effective when it has been laid in the House and agreed on. So me, why I wanted to make some, maybe for the first one, yes, we can say for this one, which is the first one, within 6 months. Anytime you make another regulation, unless it is laid, you cannot what? Use it.
Yes, Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues, once the law requires you to do some act, such as laying them before Parliament, until you have completed those processes, they'll have no legal effect. So definitely, they will not have any effect until they're laid before Parliament.
thank you. I put a question that clause 54 be amended as proposed by the Attorney General. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 54 as amended.
I put a question that clause 54 as amended stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 55.
Clause 55, I put a question that clause 55 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 56.
I put a question that clause 56 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 57.
I put a question that clause 57 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Clause 58.
I put a question that clause 58.
58. Madam Chair, 58 is talking about savings and the compensation, because we need the House to understand.
Honorable Minister.
The liabilities, we have employees who are doing what? What are you committing? Because here it is saying you transfer savings to the ministry. Now, what about the employees? Those are the liabilities looking at. The other one may be the one paying coffee nursery, whatever, but the employees. What are you putting in the law about employees?
Section 58, clause 58 provides for the saving provision, and 58.4 provides that the staff of UCDA Coffee Development Authority may be redeployed to serve in the public service, subject to the availability of positions. Yes. Colleagues, yes, it may, because one, you must remember that the purpose of rationalization was to reduce. So there are some people in UCDA who are definitely not going to be redeployed. So where the positions exist, they will be redeployed. But there are some who are definitely not going to be redeployed. But that has been provided for. Thank you.
Madam Chair. We grow. We don't alternate. A lot of it.
Clause 58.
Clause 58.
Nandal had made a proposal on staff, and that AG had responded and said it's catered for already. So
Yes, Yona.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
On which clause?
58.
staff are already catered for.
Madam Chair, whereas I agree with the change, where we are saying the board members and staff of the Coffee Development Authority shall be paid terminal benefits in accordance with terms and conditions of their services. Madam Chair, we have been here. We watched UPK being merged to Chambogo University. We know where the staff are as of today.
Honorable members, I put a question that clause 58 stands part of the bill. Those in favor say under control and nay. The ayes have it.
Title.
Honorable, before title, Honorable Kefa, Dr. Kefa.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair, for giving me opportunity to move this amendment.
Honorable Minister, listen to this amendment.
The amendment I'm moving is that we insert a new clause immediately after clause 12 to say that the minister shall report to Parliament on the performance of the functions under Section 5 at least once every financial year. And the objective of this, Madam Chair, is that there is fear in the community at the moment, and this is what we are trying to address. There is fear in the community that the promotion of coffee, the development of the coffee sector, will go down. And this is helping us to put the minister to create some accountability, to help the minister, to ensure that the minister regularly reports to Parliament on the performance of the sector. And we are assuming that with the investment in the sector, with the investment of the sector, it's likely to perform much better. And that's what actually we are likely to see, which will be reassuring to the community. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Chair. I want to make a clarification that actually we appear before sessional committee every year when we present policy statement, and will be covered.
Honorable members, when you look at the Public Finance Management Act, Section 13, it requires every entity, every ministry to report on the financials and physical performance of an entity whenever they are presenting the ministerial statement, the budget framework paper, and as members of Parliament, you should take responsibility in ensuring that you do your oversight role well. Yes, Minister of Finance, State.
Madam Chair, thank you very much. In addition to the Public Finance Management Act provisions, also Ministry of Agriculture as a vote is audited annually. And the report of the Auditor General captures both financial, physical, and qualitative performance. Therefore, there are all ways through which there are ways provided for already through which, if we want to check performance of the sector, we have all ways. We don't have to necessarily insert a clause in the law. Therefore, I want to invite my friend Dr. Kefa to concede, to withdraw his insertion.
Thank you. Honorable Guang.
Madam Chair, I also want to try to plead with my colleague, Honorable Kefa, to withdraw his amendment with the following. We are all aware, honorable colleagues, that first, you can even write a question for the Prime Minister to answer. And we have an able-bodied Prime Minister who has been answering questions here every Friday regarding any sector. Every Thursday. So for that matter, why would you want to wait for a financial year and to make a law which gives mandate for a full year for you to come here? Why don't you ask as when you want it? I thank every week. I thank
Madam Chair.
Honorable members.
Madam Chair.
Title.
Madam Chair, we've supported the bill and we've agreed with everything. We request that for political reasons, because of the pressure we are facing, that this is allowed, at least because of the pressure that we're having on it.
You cannot make a law depending on pressure.
Honorable members.
Title.
I put a question that the title stands part of the bill. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Motion for resumption of the House.
Honorable Minister.
Madam Chair and honorable colleagues, I beg to move that the House do resume and the Committee of the whole House reports thereto.
I put a question that the House resumes and the Committee of the whole House resumes reports thereto. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Right Honorable, allow me to thank this House On
We have not finished. Honorable members, don't go. We still have UNRWA and REA and Road Fund.
Report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Honorable Minister.
Right, Honorable Speaker, Madam Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the bill entitled the National Coffee Amendment Bill 2024 and passed with amendments.
Thank you.
Motion for adoption of the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
Honorable Minister.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move that the report from the Committee of the Whole House be adopted.
I put a question that the report of the Committee of the Whole House be adopted by this House. Those in favor say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it.
Bill's third reading, the National Coffee Amendment Bill 2024.
Honorable members, physically we have 305 members. And maybe to respond on the issue of conflict of interest, honorable members, at the commencement of today's sitting, the leader of opposition rose, citing under Rule 94 on the conflict of interest. He thought to indict the presiding officer for allegedly having a conflict of interest in relation to Coffee Amendment Bill. That is on today's paper. He also referred a statement that I apparently made upon which he imputed discrimination. From the onset, I wish to state I was quoted out of context. In any event, this house is a house of record. And being the custodian of the rules of procedure, and being the house of record, and if anybody thinks that I mentioned what the leader of opposition mentioned, I want to urge that member to bring a documentary evidence and lay on table. And once it is laid on table, and it is true that I said what he said, then I will be able to apologize to this country and to the persons who are affected. But before that is done, because it is not true, I will not do it. Honorable members, in event of Rule 994 of the Rules of Procedure, clearly speaks on the conflict of interest. It requires a member who has a conflict of interest to declare it, and once this is done, such a member is precluded from discussing or voting on the issue before the House. We must note that Rule 94 refers to a member and not the Speaker or the presiding officer. By whatever name called, a member is defined under Rule 2 of the Rules of Procedure as a member of Parliament. A Speaker, on the other hand, is independently defined as a Speaker of Parliament and includes the Deputy Speaker. It is imperative to note that by command of Rule 77, the Speaker shall not be part of the debate, but may give guidance to the House on the matter before the House. Similarly, Rule 93(4) of the Rules of Procedure, the person of the presiding officer, in Parliament or in committee shall have neither an original nor a casting vote. And if upon any question before the House, the votes are equally divided, the motion shall be lost. The Speaker or presiding officer shall not vote. As such, the rule is inapplicable to the Speaker because as part of Rule 77(1) and Rule 93(4), the Speaker is neither participates in the debate before the House, nor does she vote in any issue before the House. That is why under 94(4), the decision on whether a member fails to declare a conflict of interest is a sole preserve of the Speaker. In the circumstance, therefore, the cited rule, therefore, is inapplicable, which was cited by the Leader of Opposition, to the circumstance as to presented by the Leader of Opposition. I am not conflicted. In any way. 2, he cited a wrong rule. 3, I do not vote. 4, a Speaker does not become conflicted in any way or the other because she or he does not debate or does not vote. Where a vote ties, that vote is lost. So when we are debating in this House, let's debate with the logic, not politics. And I want to assure members, no amount of intimidation can ever move me away from where I am. I will remain the smiling me. And now that Trump has even won, the sanctions are gone. Honorable Minister.
Madam Speaker, I beg to move that the bill entitled the National Coffee Amendment Bill 2024 be read the third time and do pass.
I put a question that the National Coffee